And
Yeah.
Jolly West was an authority on the obsessive, violent, delusional mind.
Yeah.
So he had been
God.
identified as an expert in the phenomenon of stalking. So I went to UCLA,
Mm.
interviewed him for an hour. It was horrible. He was
Oh.
a half hour late, didn't apologize, sat down and goes, "What do you want to know?" I said, "Well, I want to," and then he just lectured, and I'd stop him to ask a question, and he was on automatic pilot,
Okay.
and he was just rude. It was nothing personal, I don't think. I just think he didn't, I don't know. He was a jerk.
Yeah.
I never transcribed the tape. I think I make a reference to him in the story, but I don't quote him. And then 2, 3 years later, all of a sudden his name pops up when I'm doing this other thing. I'm living here and doing this story about the,
Hmm.
and I'm like, oh my God, I interviewed this guy who now I'm wondering if maybe he had something to do with the creation of Manson.
And Jack
So
Ruby
yeah, so
and
I immediately look him up. He had died about a half a year before. And then once I thought there was a real good possibility that he was involved in what happened to Manson in 67, then I contacted UCLA and I said, West was there the last 30 years of his career. When he died, he was professor emeritus. Did he donate his papers? And Charlotte Young, the head of the archive, said, yeah, we've got like 150, 200 boxes, but they haven't been processed.
jeez.
And I said, well, how long does that take? She goes, it could take a couple of years.
Oh my
I said,
God.
"Oh, I'm doing this." It was a magazine story, and I said, "I have a deadline," which I had already blown for 2 years, but I was still getting paid. It was like
Hmm.
a year and a half in, and she said, "You know what I'll do?" I guess she just decided to be nice, probably to her later regret. She
Hmm.
goes, "I'll have a couple box processed at a time, so you don't have to wait for the entire collection. What are you most interested in?" And I said,
Wow.
"Anything to do with pre 1975."
Okay.
So they started releasing a few boxes a week.
Dang.
And I still haven't been through the whole collection because I stopped about a year or two. I go back periodically